Hi students, it's me, your instructor, Shauni Calhoun. I wanted to make this quick screencast video to show you around our online anatomy Blackboard page, and especially to show you the details of how to use the mastering site to complete your labs. So whenever you sign into the Blackboard page, you should begin on this home page where you have the announcements. So you'll always want to scroll down and look in the announcements area and check if there's any new announcements that have been posted. Before I will revisit that in a minute, but quickly, the course information, this is really more something you've probably already looked at. It's more just for the beginning part of the course where you have the information on the class in general, the syllabus, getting started, and a link to the questions discussion board. So hopefully you've already looked at that. If not, make sure that you do read everything under this course information area. But the area that you're going to be using the most on the Blackboard page is learning activities. This is where you find all of the assignments for each week. Now I only have the first 2 weeks available to you now, but as the course progresses, the weeks will begin to be released and show up to you. Before we visit the weeks, let's look at the discussion board. So some of you have already been here and introduced yourself in this introductions board. There's also a questions board here. If you have any questions, feel free to post them here. And I will check this and answer. Of course, you can email me as well, but if it is a question that maybe other students have and would benefit from the answer as well, it's a good idea to use the question discussion board for those types of questions. Your PAL assignment, that's Practice Anatomy Lab. It's something that's in Mastering, is located here, and I'll show you that when we go over to the Mastering site in just a minute. But the instructions are here, and you will be posting those assignments here. So while we're here, let me show you, if you haven't ever posted to a discussion board, what you do. So you're going to click on the title of the discussion that you want to post to, and then you click Create Thread. And then it's pretty much like formatting or writing up an email. You come here, you put the subject, which in this case for an assignment you'd probably put your name and the name of the assignment or something like that. And then this is the submission box where you would submit what you need to submit for the PAL assignment, which is a couple sentences explanation of an image, and then you'll be pasting an image there below your writing. And then you would click submit. So it's pretty simple on the discussion board, and again, a lot of you probably already know how to do that if you have posted to the introductions area. So let's go to the most important part of our Blackboard page, and that is the learning activities. So hopefully you have already visited week 1 here, since we are in week 1 right now. You have a hard copy of the syllabus here versus what you had in course information that was already embedded into Blackboard. So if you want to download and save the syllabus, that's where you can do that. Each week we'll always have a plan just to let you know what's going to be due. Then there's a link to the introductions here since it is week 1. And then your assignments. So you're going to have weekly chapter outlines every week. So again, in week 1, since it's the beginning, there's an example one here. So make sure you look at that so that you are preparing your outlines correctly. The actual week 1 outline, when you're done with it and ready to turn it in, it gets submitted here. So again, when you want to submit an assignment, you click on the title of that assignment, and you would come here and attach your assignment. So you would browse your computer and you would attach that weekly outline that you have typed up on your computer and saved on your computer. You would attach it there. Now I can view the .doc, .docx, .rtf, and .pdf. Those are the main file formats that I am able to view. Of course, if you submit in something that I am not able to open, I will definitely let you know when I grade it that I am unable to open it and ask you to resubmit it. So you would attach it there with the browse my computer, and then you would submit. You do not need to do any of the right submission. Your outlines are going to be quite long, I believe, several pages, so you don't want to write it in there. You do want it on a separate document that you attach. So let's get out of here. And back to week 1. The next thing will be to look at the PhysioX assignment as well as the PAL lab assignments. So in just a minute, I'm going to take you over to the mastering and show you all of that. But before we get there, let's just continue to scroll down in week 1 and show you everything. So you have your exam 1 study guide here. This is not something you turn in. This is for you, but highly recommended that you complete it. And then the actual exam is here. So when you're ready, you only get 1 attempt. So make sure you do not come in here before you're ready. You click on the exam, you click begin, and then you will have your questions. You'll see your questions here, and you will answer them. And it's a good idea to save the answers in case something happens with your computer. And then you will do save and submit. So again, I'm going to get out of here if I can. Okay, leave page. Let's do that. Oops. Okay, and cancel. There we go. One thing I wanted to mention too, because I had a couple questions in my email about why do you do the labs online, yet you still need a hard copy of the lab manual. And this was something I kind of had to confirm with another instructor and the publisher, because this is my first time teaching this course using the mastering program. And so I wasn't really sure, but basically it's a good idea to have the hard copy of the lab manual, because the lab exams, which if you look on the syllabus, you'll see when they come up, they will utilize information from the lab manual. So that will be very helpful for you to have that hard copy lab manual to use for your lab exams. So I do highly recommend that you just purchase that package at the CBU bookstore, and it will have everything you need: the textbook, the lab manual, and the mastering access code. If you're going to get stuff separate, rent it, and so on, that's fine, but just make sure that you're not shorting yourself and making it more difficult for yourself by not getting all of the materials that you need. I mean, you especially need the textbook and the mastering code, absolutely. But that lab manual will be very useful for you to take those lab exams. Okay, so now let's visit those lab exercises. So I'm going to go back to the announcements and just show you the link, because the link that I had in this announcement here for the Mastering Course ID, the first one I had, I don't think it was working correctly, and I don't know if that's why people haven't been able to log in, but I have corrected the link here. So hopefully this is working. I still haven't heard from the publisher about why there's difficulties with putting that access code or that course ID in. So, contact me if you're still having problems, and I will continue to bother the publisher until we get this worked out. But this one does work, at least on my computer. So this is what you should see if you click on that link, and then if you've already registered, you'll sign in. If you haven't registered yet, you will do that here as student. I already signed in on another one here on my computer, so let me go find that tab. Okay, here it is. So, and now I'm not sure as an instructor versus a student if we see things exactly the same. There might be slight differences, but I believe you'll see something like this when you log in. Now, don't worry about assignments and all this over here. Really, we're just using this information, these PhysioX labs and the PAL lab information. So it's found under study area My A&P. So you click that, and then you scroll down on the left side here to the PhysioX 9.1. That's where you will do your PhysioX assignment. So it's a lab simulation software, so you have to open it up, and then you'll of course have Blackboard open, and you'll be referring to the instructions in Blackboard. It will tell you what lab exercises you're completing and which activities within those lab exercises and so on. And then in Blackboard there is the answer sheet as well that you will fill in. So it would be good to have the answer sheet open, or maybe even print it out and hand fill in your answers while you're going through these simulations. They're very neat. It's really a good program, a good way to do labs online. So you don't have to do the pre-lab quizzes at all. I mean, it doesn't hurt to do them. I'm sure it will help you to understand the material. But here's the actual simulation experiment that you'll do for exercise 1. It gives you the instructions on what to do. You'll see numbers and things here. Some of that will be going into your answer sheet. So that is PhysioX. For PAL, the Practice Anatomy Lab, it's here, PAL 3.0. So that one, and you click there, and then it's going to open in another window. So you really need to make sure you don't have pop-up blocker turned on your browser, because you're not going to get these windows opening that you need. So our first PAL is histology, so you would go there. Again, you would want to have Blackboard open and have read the instructions. So it tells you to visit one of these 4 different tissue slides. So you would go to one of them, do the show labels so you can see the different anatomy that you're learning about here. And then what you're going to need to do is do a screenshot. I posted a link with instructions on how to do a screenshot. If you're not clear on how to do that on your computer, you can find that under the instructions for the PAL assignment. So you would just screenshot this image of this tissue, and then you would want to take it over to a Microsoft Word or Paint or whatever program you can paste it into. Then you're going to type up your explanation of the tissue, the function, and so on. And then all of that will get pasted into the discussion board for the PAL assignment. Okay, so that's what we're using from Mastering. Now, Mastering has a lot of great tools, practice quizzes and animations and all kinds of stuff. So, I mean, feel free to utilize it as much as you want for that as well. But nothing in Mastering will be graded directly. Everything that is graded over in Blackboard, which I can maybe get back to. There's my kiddos. Here we go. So I think that's it. I hope that clarifies things for you. Please do not hesitate to ask if you have any questions. I am here to help you, and I want to see you succeed in this course and have an awesome experience doing it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Thanks for listening, and God bless.